00 kurang 00 Have you ever heard of the Bermuda Triangle? That mysterious patch of ocean where ships and planes are sighted to vanish without a trace? For decades, it's been the subject of countless books, documentaries, and whispered legends. A place where compasses spin wildly, and the laws of physics seem to break down. But what if I told you that the greatest mystery of the Bermuda Triangle is that there is no more mystery at all? 00 kurang 00 Today, we're going on a journey to debunk one of the world's most enduring myths. We'll separate fact from fiction, science from sensationalism, and uncover the truth behind the legend. So grab your life vests, not that you'll need them, and let's sail into the heart of the so-called Devil's Triangle. First, let's define our area. The Bermuda Triangle is a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. Its vertices are generally considered to be in Bermuda, Miami, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. 00 kurang 01 The legend really took off in the mid-20th century. An article by Vincent Gares in a 1964 magazine coined the term Bermuda Triangle. He cataloged a series of strange disappearances, painting a picture of a paranormal vortex swallowing unsuspecting travelers. The idea exploded in popularity, especially after Charles Berlitz's best-selling book, The Bermuda Triangle, was published in 1974. This book sold millions of copies, and cemented the triangle's place in pop culture as a supernatural hotspot. Berlitz suggested wild theories, from alien abductions to portals to another dimension and remnants of advanced technology from the lost city of Atlantis. It's exciting stuff, right? But the problem is, much of it was based on exaggeration, misinformation, and in some cases, outright fabrication. 01:35 kurang 02:25 Let's look at the most famous case associated with the triangle, the disappearance of Flight ke-19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine training exercise. They never returned. Later that day, a Martin Mariner flying boat, sent to search for them, also vanished. A total of 27 men were lost. The official Navy report cited the cause as unknown. This sounds incredibly spooky, right? A perfect centerpiece for a supernatural mystery. But when you dig into the details, a much more human and tragic story emerges. 02:25 kurang 03:20 The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, was an experienced pilot, but he was new to the specific area. Radio transmissions from the flight revealed that they became disoriented. Taylor believed his compasses were malfunctioning and that he was flying over the Florida Keys, when in reality, he was likely far out over the Atlantic. He mistakenly led his squadron further out to sea. The Whizzer, which was initially clear, deteriorated rapidly. They were flying into a storm, low on fuel, and hopelessly lost over a vast ocean. As for the Martin Mariner search plane, it was known by the unfortunate nickname the Flying Gas Tank. It was prone to explosions from fuel vapor leaks, and a ship in the area reported seeing a massive fireball in the sky right around the time the Mariner would have been in the vicinity. 03:20 kurang 04:05 So, the tragic loss of Flight 19 wasn't a paranormal event. It was a combination of human error, disorientation, and severe weather dangers that are all too real for pilots and sailors. Many other famous triangle stories fall apart under similar scrutiny. Researchers like Larry Kuste investigated these claims for his 1975 book, The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved. He went back to the primary sources, official reports, newspaper archives, and the weather records. What did he find? He found that many of the so-called mysterious disappearances either never happened at all, happened far outside the triangle, or had perfectly logical explanations that the mystery mongers conveniently left out. 04:05 kurang 04:50 For example, some stories describe ships vanishing in calm weather when, in reality, records show they sailed directly into the path of a violent hurricane. Other times, a ship would be reported as mysteriously vanished when it was simply overdue, only to sail into port a few days later, completely unaware it was part of a global mystery. Cusci concluded that authors like Berlitz often didn't do their research and were guilty of embellishment and manufacturing mystery where none existed. The number of ships and planes that have been lost in the Bermuda Triangle is not, in fact, unusually high when you consider the vast amount of traffic that passes through the area, 0,4 which brings us to science. Are there any unique environmental factors in this region? Absolutely. But they aren't supernatural. The Bermuda Triangle sits in an area known for its violent and unpredictable weather. It's in the heart of Hurricane Alley, where powerful tropical cyclones form and rage. These storms can generate monstrous waves and torrential rain, easily capable of overwhelming even large, modern vessels. Then there's the Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current that's like a river within the ocean. It can move at speeds of up to 9 miles per hour. Any wreckage from a crash or sinking would be swiftly carried far from its last known position, making search and rescue efforts incredibly difficult. 0,5:40 kurang 0,6:30. What about the compasses spinning wildly? This is often attributed to the idea that the Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north line up. This is called the organic line. In the past, this could have caused navigational confusion for sailors who didn't account for the gradual shift in magnetic declination as they sailed. However, this line moves over time due to shifts in the Earth's magnetic field, and today, it no longer passes through the triangle. Furthermore, modern ships and planes don't rely on simple magnetic compasses alone. They use advanced GPS and inertial navigation systems that are unaffected by these magnetic quirks. 0,6:30 kurang 0,7:25. Another popular scientific sounding theory involves methane gas eruptions from the ocean floor. The theory goes that massive bubbles of methane gas could erupt from deposits on the seabed, catastrophically reducing the density of the water. A ship sailing over such a bubble would instantly lose buoyancy and sink like a rock. If the gas reached the atmosphere, it could also potentially ignite or cause engine failure in aircraft. This is a real phenomenon known as a methane hydrate eruption, and it has been demonstrated in laboratory settings. However, there is no more direct evidence that such an event has ever been the cause of a ship's disappearance in the Bermuda Triangle or anywhere else. The U.S. Geological Survey has stated that the methane deposits in the area are likely stable and not prone to such massive, spontaneous releases. 0,7:25 kurang 0,8:15. So, if there are no more aliens, no more time warps, and no more gas bubbles of doom, why does the myth persist? The answer is simple. It's a great story. We are drawn to mysteries. The idea of an enigmatic force that defies our understanding is both thrilling and terrifying. It taps into our primal fears of the unknown and the vast, powerful forces of nature. The Bermuda Triangle is a modern legend, a piece of folklore that has been passed down and embellished, just like tales of sea monsters and ghost ships from centuries past. It is more exciting to believe in a paranormal vortex than in the mundane realities of bad weather, equipment failure, and human error. 0,8:15 kurang 0,9:00. Let's consider who actually works in the Bermuda Triangle every day. The U.S. Coast Guard, the U.S. Navy, and the countless commercial airlines and shipping companies operate in this region around the clock. If you ask them, they will tell you there is nothing mysterious about it. The U.S. Coast Guard officially does not recognize the existence of the Bermuda Triangle. They acknowledge that the environmental factors in the area, the Gulf Stream, unpredictable weather, and the deep ocean trenches can make navigating challenging and search operations difficult. But they attribute the losses to these known physical causes, not to the supernatural. Lloyd's of London, the famous maritime insurance market, does not charge higher rates for vessels transiting the triangle. If there were a genuinely higher risk, you can bet the insurance companies would be the first to know, and adjust their premiums accordingly. 0,9:00 kurang 0,9:50. The truth is, the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most heavily trafficked areas of ocean in the world. Thousands of boats, cruise ships, and planes cross it safely every single day. When you consider the sheer volume of traffic, the number of incidents is statistically insignificant. You are far more likely to be involved in a car accident on your way to the airport than you are to vanish in the Bermuda Triangle. So, the next time you hear a spooky story about this infamous stretch of water, remember the facts. Remember Flight 19 and the Real, tragic story of disorientation and the storm. Remember the power of hurricanes and the Gulf Stream. And remember the work of diligent researchers who chose evidence over sensationalism. The Bermuda Triangle is not a portal to another dimension. It is a real place on our planet, with real weather and the real ocean currents, that has been draped in a captivating, windy, persistent myth. The mystery has been solved, not by paranormal investigators, but by scientists, historians, and meteorologists. 0950 sampai 10:00. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to debunk a classic myth. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content that separates fact from fiction, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious and always question the story.